AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin Bros, kids. It's that Friday afternoon show that we're now doing live on YouTube. Look at that, D'Anthony. Look at that. Masters weekend. Beautiful weekend across the nation here. Delco, who's winning the Masters this afternoon? What do we got here?
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Masters?
Yeah. Justin Rose still at 8 under. DeChambeau's at 7 under. Rory McIlroy.
There we go. There we go. Heart wants Rory. Wallet wants Bryce.
The heart wants what it wants.
It does.
Right?
I think,
who said that? That girl that got blown up in London?
Oh, yeah, she sure did.
Is that the one?
Yeah, she
I don't
sure
remember
did.
anybody's names. I just, I associate
Ariana Grande?
I don't want to hear that.
Sure.
I associate everybody with the terrorist attack that happened most closely to them, either in proximity or time.
How do you feel if there was no terrorist attack for you? Did you really make it in this life?
What do you mean make it?
Just make it as a person, as a businessman, as a superstar. If no terrorist is coming after you to kill you, did you really ever make it in this life?
Well, we all need some measure of struggle, right? So the reason that grapes are sweet is because they struggle on the vine and have to reach down into the earth and pull moisture and sugar out of it to survive. Right?
Yeah.
That's what makes them sweeter. So yeah, I mean, that's a natural rule of life. If you don't have some kind of struggle in your life, you probably won't do well.
Can I go a step further and say it's intense hatred?
Well, no, we don't do it out of hatred. It's out of love.
You do.
That's the difference. That's one of the that's one of the most misunderstood things about soldiers, in my opinion.
Okay.
People think that we hate the enemy, which is not really true. We respect.
Really?
Yeah, we respect the enemy.
So when you were over there, I'm being totally serious when I say this. Like, you respected those fucking guys?
The ones that could fight, yeah.
Okay.
The ones that would take pot shots and run away, not so much. But people who would stand up and fight, yeah. He's a warrior. He's fighting for whatever he's fighting for, and I'm fighting for whatever I'm fighting for, and somebody's going to win. It's just the way it is. But we didn't fight. Like, dudes don't run into a hail of gunfire. They don't run into burning trucks and burning buildings and pull their buddies out because they hate the enemy. They do it because they love their friends and they love their country.
Yes. Yeah. Now that I agree with. I though think in business or sports or anything like that, you got to find these people that you intensely hate, so that way they're on the board. It's just like Happy Madison, where you got to cross them off the list because you feel like you want to kill them.
That's probably to some degree part of it, yeah. But the question is why. The question is why would you go to all that effort? There's got to be some benefit. There's got to be a stick and a carrot, is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
So why?
If somebody wastes my time, they're automatically on that I hate you for life list.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's fine, but the reason that you hate them has to make sense. Otherwise, it's just wasted energy on your part. If you hate them because they're in the way of you doing the thing that you need to do for your family, then that's appropriate.
Okay.
And that'll push you, because there's push-pull in life. You need to have something behind you pushing you, which is usually hate and fear. You need something in front of you, which is hope and joy, right, to chase your family.
What about drive? Jesse, my wife and I were talking about this the other night. Do you think you're born with it, or do you think you can change
It's a good movie.
and achieve it? It is a great movie. Ryan Gosling is fantastic in that. But he's got drive. What do you think about drive, personally?
I don't like the gloves.
Not talking about that movie whatsoever.
Oh,
yeah.
well, see,
Guys,
this is why
that is a fucking 15-year-old movie.
This is why Delco should not. He's, again, I just want to say this is twice this week. You are terrible at podcasts.
Just terrible at it.
I don't even know how you got here.
My God, dude. It's crazy.
Bob,
no, he's
Bob
a great
is like
producer. He's
Bob
a good
is like
producer.
an 8.
He's where he should be.
Bob is like an 8.
I can talk and
podcasting
switch at the
wise.
same time, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gambling. Well, you don't even have anything to worry about now. You guys already made your nut.
Yeah. You're all good now.
Yeah.
You're all
for
good
the whole
now,
week. So, anyways, what was actually
Justin Rose won, so it doesn't matter.
You're like.
But are you born with drive, or can you teach it?
Partly it's you're bored with it for sure. Yeah,
that's what I think. That's exactly what I told my wife.
Yeah.
But also, there's other things that have to drive you later on once you accomplish a certain amount of things.
Yeah.
And then I think that comes for like intense hatred. And until I started reading up on like different heroes of mine, I realized it was pretty much the same things in common. And I don't give a fuck how small the person is.
You mean like stature wise?
Yeah.
Like if it's a baby, you'd fuck them up.
No, the person I hate today. Her name is Zoe Dobbs, or Zoe, whatever the fuck her name is. She's probably 5 feet, 5'2".
Oh, yeah.
And works at J.P. Morgan. We, for Hard AF Seltzer, had signed this thing and then gone over to J.P. Morgan. They were like, they promised you the sun, moon, and stars and all that other shit. I didn't even get a fucking goodnight kiss. I didn't get a bunkie.
Reach around?
No. I didn't even get the bunkie, dude. Or the night-night gummies. I got none of that. And you realize these big corporations like a JP Morgan or whatever just fucking suck. They're great at helping the rich get richer. They will not go out of their way to help you do anything else in this life. And that's a lot of people. And I think the reason why I love this community and this show so much, Drinkin Bros, is like, dude, if there is any Drinkin Bro ever, it's like, hey, man, just hit me up or come into the studio, come rock. We got a guy that's Drinkin Bro of the Week that's coming on at the end of the show. Small business owner. I love his products. And
Feral Life, yeah.
And I go, hey, dude, when you come up, feel free to promote your products, man. There's a gajillion listeners on this goddamn thing, and do it because it's great, and I love it. But it's rare that there is actually people there. And there was a local bank here that had reached out and helped us out. And this guy went to the end of the earth for me, and I go, you know what, man? I don't know what's going to happen with us. But the fact that you called me on a semi-weekly basis here and got me through all this shit, I'll move my fucking account to you. I love you, you know? And he was like, holy shit, dude, that's what we're really hoping for. And that's what I think Texas really should be known for, by the way, is relationships. Weather here sucks, obviously. Food is great. Entertainment's great, all that other shit. But the relationships, when people talk about Texas and like the old Texas that it used to be, it actually is the relationships here. And they've been around forever. Brandon Harrell hit me up this morning at like 8 a.m. and he goes, hey, dude, I know this is last minute. Do you mind if I park my helicopter in your backyard?
Yeah, he hit me up too.
And I go, yeah, dude, you're fine. You're a fucking homie. I don't give a shit. And I go, you never have to text me this ever again. Just come and fucking park the helicopter. I don't care. I don't give a shit. And he's an old school Texan. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. And I miss that. And I think we need more of that in the world. But you got to start locally, like you always say.
Yeah, and act globally.
You do.
Or
you do.
Something.
And
Anyways.
that phrase sucks, but it's true.
Back to the drive part. I think people are motivated by different things. And you should know, I think you should have a specific answer to the question, what's my purpose in life?
Yes.
And, I think most people don't have that. I think they'll have some platitude or another. But for the most part, people just don't know the answer to that question. It's mostly because we start out living life very reactionary. You know what I mean? As we're kind of learning how to do things. And absent the institutional rites of passage that used to exist in human society, especially for men, right? Like you knew when you became an adult. The only people that still have it really are kind of the Jews with the bar mitzvah, right? Like there's a specific thing that happens. But for most other dudes, it was like, well, this is when I get my farmer's driver's license. I can start driving the truck around the farm. Or I'm in Eagle Scouts instead of Boy Scouts. Now, there's always some kind of indicator somewhere that you've crossed into manhood, and that's the time when you start thinking about purpose and stuff like that. We just don't have it anymore. But your purpose, if you're looking for it, can be defined not easily, but simply. Ask yourself, what makes me happy? What makes me angry? And somewhere in the answer to those two questions is what you're going to find. It's either something that makes you angry that you want to fix or something that makes you happy that you want to pursue. That's going to be, and it might be a combination of those two things. You may say my purpose is to end, child trafficking and to be a good parent or whatever, right? Or to be like the best Christian I can be or to be the best Jew or Muslim I could be or whatever the fuck like that. But you should absolutely have an immediate answer to that question because it is your mission statement as a human being. And if you don't, then you're just kind of reacting through life.
What age did you find your purpose? I know mine.
I think it changes. You know what I mean? But coming from an abusive childhood, I knew it very young. It was to stop bullies. What does that mean in practical terms over time? It could mean going to the military and fighting for the country, right? It could mean doing anti-human trafficking, which I've done quite a bit of. It could mean just talking to people and that are veterans and law enforcement and giving them a space to do this so that they're not, so they see a light at the end of the tunnel that isn't a fucking train coming their way, as Metallica like to say. It's there's a lot of ways to handle it, but you got to have that core mission principle first. So mine is just to defeat bullies, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, I figured it out at 15 and went on from there, but there was an event that happened, obviously, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. But I don't know when everybody figures it out, and everybody's different, obviously, and everybody's trying to figure it out. One of our listeners, I think his name was American. I know her name was American Mom in the chat. She was here on, I think, Friday. We chatted for about 20 minutes about a job with Hard AF Seltzer. Because we're hiring a lot of listeners, and I said, here's what this job requires, and unfortunately, with what we're doing, you have to have 10, 12 years of experience in it, because it's such a weird thing, and it's different relationships that and everything else. But I took the time. There was another listener that came in and talked to you about joining the military, and was just like, hey, man, if you want to do this, this, and this, here's where you need to go and everything else, and you take the time. I think you're lucky if you find a mentor early on, or somebody to talk to, or somebody to help push you that direction. And then there's people who just never figure it the fuck out. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people, I don't know if they're literally NPCs in life, but I think they live their life like they are. You know what I mean? Just reacting to things your whole life. That's a robot. You know what I mean? You have to be an active participant in life at some point. You have to be. And as far as finding mentors goes, I know a lot of people. It kind of reminds me of Good Will Hunting, where he asks Will who his heroes are, or whatever, and he just starts naming authors and stuff like that. I was like, well, you never met any of these people, right? Like you can't be friends with Chaucer. He's not here anymore. Like you got to have real friends. People that you connect with on a deep level and stuff like that inspire you. And it's got to be an actual human being at some point, right? Preferably somebody that you can come into contact with on a regular basis. It's, it's a fine thing to look at somebody like your favorite writer or, somebody in the military or a cop or somebody in business or whatever, and say that's something to aspire to for sure. Like I appreciate that person's success. I think they're a good person. I want to kind of emulate and walk in their wake a little bit. But you should find somebody nearby, because you can't ask fucking Elon Musk questions about business.
He's not going to answer.
You shouldn't ask him any questions about family because he's terrible at it. But you can't ask him questions about business because you're just never going to get to him. You can't ask questions of like McConaughey about being an actor. You can't ask questions of most people about most things. So you got to find somebody that's successful in the way that you want to be, and kind of look in that direction. And then if you're somebody that is successful, don't be an asshole. Like you've got to actively seek people out and make yourself available for the people that need it like that. Because otherwise, this is one of the defining characteristics of a high-functioning society, is that people think beyond their own life. People, what's the phrase, Bob? It's something like men who plant trees, the shade of which they'll never sit under, is like one of the defining characteristics of a great civilization. That's got to be it, right? So I may never see the fruition of some of the fruits, or some of the fruits of some of the labor that I do, but you do it anyways because it's your fucking job. I just don't see why that's such a hard thing for some people to understand. We've become very self-centered in the past some decades now.
Do you know your own weaknesses?
Yeah, I'm not good with interpersonal stuff, I have a very low tolerance for social environments. So all the benefits that I get out of social environments, like pressing the flesh, shaking hands, networking, I'm not good at any of that. I'm also not a good self-promoter, which costs me money every day.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
I'm never going to be good at it. I try sometimes, but I'm just not. That's not something I'm good at. So, for my,
Well, I know that answer for you because you help a lot of people behind the scenes that nobody ever sees, and you're also genuinely a good person at heart. And to stick a camera in your face and say, "Look at me, look at me, look at me," it's just not you.
Yeah, and I'm not. That's not any judgment for somebody who does that. By the way,
not at all. Not at
all. Some people will do great things, but they'll only do it if a camera's on them. But okay, they're still doing great things,
sure.
Right? And then from my perspective, the way that my personality is, I just have to be with somebody in my day-to-day, my romantic life who promotes me, right? And then have a business partner that also promotes me, which is what you do. Uh-huh. So it's about finding balance. You shouldn't go looking for. In a mentor, you should look for somebody that is where you want to be. But in a partner, you should look for somebody who complements the fucking strengths that you have and complements the weaknesses you have as well. Otherwise, you're kind of fucked. So I've chosen a partner that, in business, that is good at self-promotion and promotion in general, because that's where you come from Hollywood. And also in my personal life, somebody that's better at that than I am. Somebody that actually cares about it because they care about me. So, it's... There's no secret sauce or formula. You just kind of got to take the time and figure it out, I guess.
Why don't you fucking kiss him?
Who?
Yeah. Just kiss.
Yeah, we'll make out sometime.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I have no problem with that.
Just kiss.
I have no problem with that. Yeah, but the reason why I got off on this tangent today is like I have a hard time letting go of things. That's my biggest weakness. Like I hold grudges till the fucking end of time, and I want these people to die in front of me, and I would not feel bad watching it over and over and over again. And it's that scene in MacGruber where he's writing down the guy's license plate over and over.
I still haven't. I think I saw like
months.
20 minutes of that movie. And I was like, this is terrible.
Rewatch it now, like in today's society. I think you'll really like it. And Val Kilmer's in it too. The easiest, one of the easiest parts though was marriage, where it was like once I married like the hottest girl and funniest and best friend and all that other stuff, that made a shit ton of my life easier. But I think the biggest weakness is grudges and how much I hate these people. Like at JP Morgan, like I thought about dreams last night about that building downtown, 9/11, like multiple 9/11s. Yeah. Because there was all these plane crashes last night, and I was just like, man, why couldn't it hit that building?
I think more of an Oklahoma City situation there.
Yes, that's exactly where my mind went last night, and I was just like, shit. And I had to work super late, and I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but I think one of the things that I am good at is something called positive reframing. And I think it's a function of, Candace tells me that I'm good at this sometimes. I think it's a function of the principle of charity, where you take things at their best possible meaning and then work backwards from there. One of them is like somebody did this thing, and it's like, well, that fucking pissed me off. And you're like, okay, well, here's some normal reasons that make sense that they may have done that thing that wouldn't necessarily validate why I'm feeling angry right now. It kind of comes from Adlerian psychology, or this guy named Alfred Adler, and he said that we create these emotions to justify the actions we want to take. So somebody does something and it definitely inconveniences me, or maybe perceived wrongs me in some kind of way or another, and I create the anger as a result of that so I can lash out at them, right? But it's my choice to do that. And it isn't to say that you shouldn't do it, because getting pissed off at somebody is fun sometimes. I do it in traffic every single day.
Yeah.
I have a good time with it, actually. But, if it's driving you to high levels of anxiety, or if it's driving you to do shit that's out of character for you, probably not the best idea. So, which we all fall victim to. I do myself as well. So, I think tempering that to some degree by realizing that you have agency and you have a choice to stand in the middle between the impetus and the precipice of your anger and say, you know what, fuck that. I'm not going to get involved in this. Yeah. It's a good thing to do. But you also don't want to fall into the Gell-Mann amnesia effect, where it's like, JP Morgan keeps fucking me over, but this time they said it'll be better, so I'm going to trust them. That's also stupid. It is. So you got to there's
oh no, I trust me. Last night's email was the end all be all.
There's a balance, right? At some point you've got to say, this whole thing about positive reframing isn't meant to delude you. It's meant to give you a positive starting point, and then you can investigate and see if you need to be fucking angry. But once you're angry, legitimately, like, fuck that guy.
I know.
Right?
But we did these episodes. One was like the Boycott Bank of America episode and all this other shit. And you start to realize that it's not just governments. It's all of these big corporations that just actually fucking suck.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. And it's going to be a hard thing to change. I don't know how we get out of these guys. Like JP Morgan, easily, dude. I'll dump him fucking Tuesday, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fucking... there's a lot of categories of one or monopolies out in the real world in business too.
Yes.
Not necessarily a real monopoly, but an effective one. Like in a lot of states, if you want to, this is in the booze industry, if you want to deal with that state, there's one or maybe two, if you're lucky, specific distributors you have to deal with, and that's it. And you either have to bribe them or something else to get in. We've been undercut by some of the bigger companies a number of times already.
Oh, for sure.
And there's nothing we can do about it.
And then you outgrow certain companies. Like, we're not going to be in North Carolina anymore, just simply because we've outgrown the company. We have to find a new distributor. It's a great problem to have. I know you know, some of you guys will be upset in like Wilmington and Outer Banks and stuff, but same with Tennessee. Like, we've just outgrown them distribution-wise, and we will switch and then go back, and then we'll add other states and all those fun things. Those guys, though, I'm not mad at. Like, that type of stuff I'm not mad at. I'm just mad that you just keep hearing it from all the companies that you hear in the headlines, in the news, all the other shits. Like, I'm telling you, this Luigi Mangione guy, I think is going to be a big test for the country of where we're at. Because
some buddies of mine are writing about this. God, I can't remember what he called it. Something about assassination culture or something. And we're seeing it. There's been like 2 or 3 people on Twitter that have kind of gone viral in the past 2 weeks that have just like openly called for the assassination of the president.
A lot. There's been a lot more than that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, people that just on Twitter that went viral for it. I'm sure there's plenty more. It's like, all right, well, that's not a reasonable thing. And you got to wonder where it comes from. You know, a lot of it is we just have a lot of mental illness these days. But some of it is just that if you tell somebody that somebody's literal Hitler long enough, then what the fuck do you expect is going to happen?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying, I don't believe in this stochastic terrorism nonsense, but it doesn't matter the way we talk about stuff, for sure.
It does, but I also see the other side of why people are rooting for this guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I really do.
Yeah,
like, I see it. And this trial, as it inches closer, I understand it.
United Healthcare is an evil organization.
Yep.
And the federal government is an evil organization. Both of those two groups especially have colluded to rob the fuck out of you under the guise of helping you with health care, which they call a human right, but it's clearly not a human right because nothing that requires the labor of somebody else is a human right. But something we definitely want to be able to give to people if we're able, at least, you know, to some degree. And they do all this. They rob you and they lie to you, and then they give you a remarkably inferior product as well. It would be okay if one of those things wasn't happening. If they were telling the truth, like, hey, this costs a lot and this is the best we can do with the product, and they were telling the truth. Or they lied and gave you and robbed you a little bit, but the product was excellent. Or they lied, didn't charge you too much, but the product was still excellent. You can get 2 of those 3 things wrong and still be fine. Or one of those 3 things wrong, rather, still be fine. But all 3 are wrong. It's like the trifecta of incompetence, and people are pissed. So they see, to some degree, Mangione as an effigy for their struggle, right? Like, oh, this is a guy that finally fought back against these people who were trying to fuck us over, which is completely bananas. Because killing one dude isn't going to fucking do anything.
It's not, but I think it, and I hate to say this phrase, but I think it makes people feel better. I know that's awful to say. I know it's awful to say because homeboy just, cold-blooded murders somebody. And I just think everybody's gone through that experience with United Healthcare or JP Morgan or somebody like that. And yeah, dude, they got fucked over and they want answers. Who is it? Killdozer, Bob? Killdozer is still one of my favorite stories of all time.
He also didn't kill anybody.
Right. But, and that was
himself.
just out of pure luck. But, like,
Killdozer, the reason why we rooted for that guy was like he got fucked over enough that he was just like, fuck it. And we love Killdozer. Like to this day, Killdozer's beloved. And there's t-shirts and all the fun stuff and everything else. When this Luigi thing starts, that's what I'm going to keep an eye on here. As if there is somebody who's sympathetic to it, and if they're on that jury and they say, you know what, dude, I don't care. Because that black lady in the OJ trial, the day he died, you and I were watching it together, they talked to one of the jurors the day he died, 2 hours later, and said, you were on the jury, what'd you think? For real. And she goes, I didn't really give a fuck. Like, we'd been fucked over so many times in this community. She was a black lady. She goes, we've been fucked over so many times in this community. It was one victory that we finally got, and I was going to make sure that it happened.
I mean, you know, that is, if you are sitting 5 feet away, seems like a ridiculous, asinine way to go through life. And if you back up about 20,000 feet, it looks like a perfectly reasonable position to take as well, right? That's just how life is. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like it's when institutional power loses authority and respect and trust, it's always their fault. It's never because there's not like some. There's never been a case that I can recall, at least in modern American history, where government was doing a great job and somebody was just out there like, oh, no, not really. Not really. They're not doing that great of a job. Because look at what happened during the 2024 election. We were being told that, and this is the inverse of this, obviously, but we were being told that the economy's fine. Janet Yellen just yesterday said, we handed Trump a great economy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But it's them too.
The point of it all is that you can't fool people if they can see the evidence. You've got to have the curtain behind which Oz stands. Once that curtain gets pulled back, then the lies don't work anymore. And the curtain for Americans is, if you do a good job with the economy, you can get away with anything else. You can fucking kill people. They don't give a shit. You can go to war for no fucking reason and kill everybody. 1 million people in Iraq died.
As long as we're doing fine.
As long as the economy's doing fine, they don't give a shit. But they like the left pulled the dumbest move that I've ever seen, which is during a bad economy, tell people that what you're seeing is not real. The economy's actually good when they can't put food on their table, right? So that's the inverse. If you do the inverse of that too, I just don't think that would ever work. To when the economy's good, if you try to like rabble rouse and stuff, it doesn't really land that well.
Right. It's interesting, man. I'm going to watch day one, I think, and see how this plays out. I genuinely believe there's going to be one sympathetic juror who's going to be like, no, fuck it. I was fucked over by United Healthcare or somebody like that. Or somebody of that ilk. And just say, I don't really give a shit. Not guilty.
I mean, this is going to be the most difficult jury to select in any trial that I can ever imagine. Because if it's OJ, you can get like, I don't know, black Midwesterners or something on the jury, or not Midwesterners, but rural people that are black on the jury, plus white people that don't really care about that issue. Like, all right, cool, that's a more or less impartial jury. Or you can, if it's any other murder case ever, you can weed out enough people that you can find people that just don't know anything about this particular situation. Healthcare has been at issue for 30 years in this country, since Clinton took office, because that's the first thing Hillary started talking about, is reforming our healthcare situation. And it's only gotten worse. And everybody in the entire country feels it. So I don't know how you find a jury for this.
I don't either.
To be
honest. I remember, because we were there shooting, my wife and I, during Occupy Wall Street, and we went down there for a little bit. And I'm surprised none of those people got murked down there. Because people had it at that point, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you are going to find some sympathy out there for some of these fucking dudes. Now, the next one, I don't know if we're going to find sympathy for this dude. I'm waiting to hear the final answer on this. So, one of the guys that got shipped to El Salvador, to that sweet Seacot prison, apparently was Venezuelan and may or may not be a member of MS-13. What did the judge rule today?
I don't know exactly, because I haven't read the summary yet. Bob, can you pull that up? Because I think my understanding was the challenge wasn't that he's not deportable. It's that you can't send him to a separate prison in a separate country until you prove that he's part of this organization.
So he is El Salvadorian, but they have not proved, and he is an illegal immigrant.
Okay.
But they have not proven that he is a member of MS-13, and he came into the country illegally, and he has been in ICE. He's been doing ICE check-ins for 5-6 years, I guess. He applied for asylum, didn't get it, but they withheld removal because they thought he would be in danger if he went back to El Salvador. This was in 2019. So this was under the Trump administration when that ruling was granted. And then they grabbed him and were like, "You're a member of MS-13. You're going to the El Salvador prison."
Now I just sent you a video here. We got some Democrats' response to this because they want these guys back over here, really bad. And the last video there.
Last one, okay.
Yeah. D'Anthony, if you want to look at this here,
That's AI.
You can turn off the volume, but thank you. Is it? I'm not sure if it's AI or they just went down there and kind of posed with these guys.
That's definitely not what you're talking about.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. That's not real?
No, but is there a picture of this dude in question?
Yeah. So, yes, and here's why this bothers
me. Does he have the tattoos? Because if he's got a 13 on his body...
the only pictures they're showing you on the news is him as like this loving father and like a fucking softball player. And
I mean, just show me a picture with his shirt off. I can tell you right now if he's MS-13.
Exactly. And that's what I want to see. Instead, though, the media has been pushing this guy as like this lovable fucking softball player, and I don't know.
Try to find a shirtless photo. Doesn't have a great body, so.
Bob, that's never stopped you in the past.
You never know.
It's never stopped you in the past, all right?
You might just have a fat face. You don't know.
Well, look, that's pretty much like he looks like every other Mexican. Like that's like I'm not gonna bag on that. Looks like every Cowboys fan. Every Cowboys fan I've ever met, right there.
It's like a bigger Sean.
Well, this guy's got hair.
Yeah, I'm not finding like any shirt. I'll try to get a full body one here.
But is there any connection at all? Because the way that they're spinning this right now is that he's a fucking innocent guy, and these are the photos they show right there, Bob. Pop that up. This is the one they keep leading with on the news.
I don't think they should even bother, like the federal government. They shouldn't even bother trying to appeal this. All they should do is deport him to El Salvador and let Bukele do what he wants to with him. It's his country. It has nothing to do with us.
I agree.
The end.
That's it.
That's it. That's literally it. Like we have no responsibility for this guy except for to get him out of our country. We don't have to put him in that prison. They can do that. That's it.
But I think,
and that's if they choose to do it. I don't give a shit what happens to him as long as he's the fuck out of here.
They're saying that his Chicago Bulls gear is a sign he's MS-13.
That's flimsy.
Yeah, they haven't been good for years.
Well, that's not the point of that, but yeah. If he's got, there's certain tattoos that they would have, certain words, Merde, the MS or 13. If the 13 is above the collar, then that means they're leadership, and I don't see any of that. But that doesn't mean anything. He could be under his shirt, and he
it could be.
Yeah,
anywhere.
There's people that don't have obvious tattoos either.
He has tattoos. It's in this picture, but I can't see anything that's. I mean,
well, he's got a what is that? The star on his elbow there.
I think there's a star on his elbow. He got some stuff.
That could be the Cowboys, or he killed somebody.
I think isn't that the Russian mob? Was that in Eastern Promises?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's naked fight that you left?
Bratva,
Vigo fighting nude like Vigo, dude.
Yeah.
The Bratva. Speaking of actors, you mentioned Val Kilmer. I saw an interview today of Michael Beihn.
Oh, Michael Beihn. Yeah.
He's great. You know, as a B actor, one of my favorites. He's
not a B actor. He's a great actor.
No, I mean, to me, like a lot of the movies he's been in
are
B movies. Now, he's been in some classics, Tombstone, Terminator.
When you're a character actor like that, you take what you can get. So, like...
T2, obviously.
That's how you maintain a living.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Not Top Gun. Navy SEALs.
You know his ex-wife was, right?
No.
Becky from Full House.
Well, she's in prison. So.
No, she got out.
Oh, shit.
She got out. But they're divorced.
But anyway, he said, he was in The Rock, too. I forgot about that. Fuck.
Yeah, he's a great actor, by the way.
Somebody asked him, they were like, hey, I heard Val Kilmer is difficult to work with do you have any thoughts on that? He goes, I don't know. I've never worked with Val Kilmer. And you're like, what do you mean? He goes, when I only work with Doc Holliday.
Yep.
That's how good of a fucking actor he is. So I don't give a shit about anything else you're saying.
Yeah, I got a
what I
chance to. Long story, I'll tell you off air, but I know Michael Beihn. I got a chance to chat with him about it, and he goes, back then, if somebody wanted to be method, you just left them alone or in their trailer, and then that was it. And then
I mean, can you argue with the fucking results?
No, you can't.
Of that guy's career.
And also, you don't have to hang out with somebody all day. Like, I don't mind that either. So great, man.
I mean, from Real Genius to Heat to The Saint,
There's a million.
The Doors,
There's endless.
Top Gun,
Endless.
fucking Tombstone. Like, shut the fuck
Yep.
up. Unless
Yeah.
he's out there beating up kids or something, I don't want to hear about his attitude.
No, he's just a weird guy.
If you give performances like that, people should shut the fuck up.
I agree, dude. And like I've hired people that I hated just because they were talented, and I was like, all right, cool, man. I'll put up with bullshit for a little bit.
That's what I tell people about working here.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate everybody.
I know.
But they're all good, except for Delco. They're all really good. Well, Delco's a great producer and engineer.
Yes.
At podcasts,
Terrible.
the worst podcaster I've ever
Absolutely
seen.
terrible. Bob
I'm
carries
just
that
not going
show.
to stand for that slander. I'm just not.
Bob, that's why Bob's so exhausted every day, dude. It's because he's carrying Delco.
Yeah, it's,
Shut it fucking down now!
God, dude.
it's definitely not because Bob's got 3 children.
No.
2 toddlers and a fucking infant.
Carrying Delco. There's only one set of footprints when Bob and Delco walk in. It was then Bob carried him.
I don't care for this bit, not one bit.
Well, this is not a bit that I just sent you here, and I love this, and I thought it was a bit. So, Bob, can you play this on screen? Somebody just videoed this inside the White House right now. I'm not kidding either. Pop this up on screen.
Wow.
So he posted this.
It replaced Obama's portrait.
That's really
Shut
funny.
the fuck up. Did it really?
He's like
God, he's the best.
Have we ever had a
I'm
president?
going to grab a hard AF.
Have we ever had a president that's even in the ballpark of being this petty before about everything? Like they banned
Yes.
Associated Press from being in the White House press corps because they wouldn't say Gulf of America. Which,
Oh.
by the way,
Oh, I'm wearing the shirt. Hey, so I always go to the gym usually right before the show. Dude, the amount of people who stopped me today was like, where can I buy this fucking shirt?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's endless.
I just like compelled speech is gay.
It's drinkinbros.com, by the way. But.
So they shouldn't have done that. There's plenty of reasons to hate the Associated Press. That's not one of them. That's just like super petty. But you get the dumb petty, and sometimes you get the really funny petty, which is this. And I think it's all a wash, to be honest.
I think
Yeah.
Trump
Keep in mind,
is-
the Biden administration locked some reporter in the closet.
I know.
Literally.
A janitor's
right?
closet.
So fuck off with all this belly aching. What were you going to say,
Yeah.
Bob?
I think Trump is a top 3 petty president all time. It's hard to rank, I think, him above the other 2 or them above him. The other 2 being Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, he was for sure, yeah.
Why
And-
was he so petty, Bob?
I mean, he killed people over pettiness.
Yeah.
Like, he had
Dueling was still legal back then. So
Oh,
That's the next
hey,
level.
Bob.
Yeah.
Guess if now that I know that, I would have been Andrew Jackson.
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
you go with stuff like the petticoat affair and all the stuff that went on in Jackson's administration that was just like hard fucking pettiness. And his relationship with John C. Calhoun, like just intense pettiness. And then Nixon was a pretty petty guy too, although you could probably put him below Trump and
But today,
Jackson.
Bob, dude, to switch from Bank of America to J.P. Morgan and have them lie to my face, I would Andrew Jackson all of them and just line them up. And it's just wasted time. Because I value it. I value time, and that's the most important thing we have, and we can never get it back in this life. This picture, though, is the greatest thing ever, and we forget that Trump, no one talks about that Trump was shot in the fucking head. What, 9 months ago?
yeah, I mean,
Never said a fucking word about it.
if I can tell you, if there were attempts on Biden or Obama's life,
It would have been playing on repeat. How many
Yeah.
times do we see J6?
yeah,
Jesus Christ, dude. This, I haven't seen a stitch of footage since the day that it happened. But, Bob, there was another town hall. So the Democrats are doing these town halls. We showed you them yesterday. They're doing these like every night because now that they're calling this the podcast election, they're encouraging every political candidate to get a podcast or go on TV and do a town hall. This was last night. Boy, guys, these are live. Somebody should really be checking on this.
is that Scott Pressler?
no.
Sorry, it's Kate Collins.
Yes. Dude, does
Basically
it not
the
look
same-
like she's turning into a dude?
Well, either that or Scott's turning into a woman. He is gay, so it's possible.
Yeah. Play this clip here real quick from last night.
As I've thought about it over the last couple months, I probably would have voted differently. It's a vote that I regret, but coming into this Congress, I trusted that this administration, we would have some, if they wanted to have border security, they wanted to work with Democrats, that we could actually move forward. I'm not really sure of that.
Okay, so press pause. What do you think that's in regards to? What was her question, you think? That she was mad that she voted for?
The border security bill, maybe?
Nope.
Inflation Reduction Act.
Laken-Riley Act was the question.
Boy.
And that's exactly why I gave you that clip. Never in a million years would you expect that was the question of, do you regret voting for the Laken-Riley Act?
Yeah, and I don't think there was,
I do.
if I recall, I don't think there was any pork in that one. It was just like, if you're an immigrant and get charged with a crime, we can deport you, which seems like a reasonable thing, right? I mean, if people that are here legally on a visa, they sign documentation to that effect. If you break our rules, you're out immediately. And then illegals don't belong here in the first place. So it's like the easiest law to vote on and sign of all time, you would think, right?
Yeah, one would imagine. But there's this thing going on in the Republican Party behind the scenes, and I wanted to ask you if it was true.
Repube.
It is called Let Them Speak. And Republicans are saying, hey, dude, no matter what they're saying, don't interact. Just let them keep speaking because they're digging their own graves.
Yeah,
that is happening?
And I know that it's policy because I've seen a bunch of the right-wing influencers post some version of Sun Tzu's phrase, which is don't interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake.
Let them speak is the exact phrase, by the way.
Over the past week, people are changing it up now, right? But it doesn't mean that anybody's been issued talking points necessarily, but they're definitely talking amongst each other about it because you keep seeing it pop up on social media and in interviews and stuff like that. And yeah, they're absolutely right. Don't like if you're in a duel with somebody, right? Let's take it back to the late 18th, early 19th centuries. Let's say you're Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton standing, a couple yards away, and you both got pistols, and it's time to shoot. And Hamilton puts his up to his own head. You don't say, whoa, 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 stop. You just kind of wait and see what happens. And if he shoots himself, you're like, well, I guess I won.
Well, it's
and
over
I still
then.
have the bullet in my gun, so I'm going to go home and fuck my wife or whatever. It's like pretty obvious what to do in that situation. These motherfuckers, and they're doing it in Hollywood too.
Oh, yeah.
There's another movie that's coming out.
Yep.
Where the woman is just like, oh, we're going to talk about gender and address that right off the bat. It's Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
We're gonna address it right off the bat. And like, you know what I'm going to do is stay home. I'm going to go watch Warfare. That's what I'm going to. It's in theaters now, by the way. Alex Garland, Warfare, the guy who wrote and directed Civil War.
Yeah.
His movie about, I think it's Iraq in 2006.
Okay.
Something like that is out in theaters as of yesterday. Technically, last night was the first showings. Today's the first full day. So go watch that and just leave the Fantastic Four shit to people that, I don't know, want to cut kids' dicks off and stuff, because that's where they're leaning into it again. You have to make these people pay for making these decisions. Otherwise, it'll never go away.
Go see Minecraft. I enjoyed it. There was no politics, no nothing. Awful trailer. Whoever cut that trailer needs to be fired. But
I think I want more
it was
politics.
actually a really good movie.
I want more politics in my Minecraft.
Nothing to do with it, and it was a really good movie that had a really shitty trailer, but man, it took the kids, and they enjoyed it and loved it. Now, if you're wondering why Joel and those guys aren't here today, they're shooting Derek Wolf's pilot. We talked about that yesterday. Derek's not going to be happy about this. Bob, go to this next clip here. So Derek actually went up to Capitol Hill there in Colorado for Governor Jared Polis to get him not to sign this SB 25-003 into law, banning the manufacture of and severely restricting the sale of certain semi-automatic firearms with detachable magazines. I didn't think this was legal under
It's not.
the Constitution.
It's not. So California started this shit back in the day where you had to have a fixed magazine.
Yeah, explain that to the audience.
You had to
here.
basically either weld or bolt your magazine into the gun, which means you had to load it through the chamber, which somebody just made.
One by one?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's stupid. So somebody just made this device that loaded the entire weapon like a speed loader that went into the side of the AR.
All right.
And I think they maybe banned that too. Who's to say? I don't really keep up with California because it's pointless. But
Well, they just did it here in Colorado. Play this video. I didn't see this. The listener sent this in.
Yeah, I think this is one of the impetus. The stuff that's going on in Colorado specifically right now is one of the impetuses for that move that was made yesterday with the ATF.
Okay.
I think they're getting ready to start suing everybody.
Gotcha. Play this clip. I haven't seen it. All the listeners that keep sending it in. Is there any volume?
No.
All right, it's just him signing that. Well, he's talking. We don't have any volume there?
He just gave a little comment like, I signed it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, well, fuck him then.
So, according to CBS here, Colorado now has the most restrictive gun laws in the country. And I'm sure Derek and those guys are amped about that. They're shooting a hunting show, killing turkeys.
Well, that isn't the only thing that's going on in Colorado right now. They also passed a bill this week where if you misgender your child and the child reports you for it, your child can be taken away from you.
California did that. California did that as well.
So if I was a person living in Colorado, I would leave immediately. There's literally no reason to stay there.
They're not, man. It's a weird state.
Take your tax dollars and go somewhere else.
It's beautiful. I actually love Colorado.
Yeah,
I'm not shitting
love
on
California.
Colorado. Yeah, I know.
But
I know.
Not living there either.
Very strange, man. Very fucking strange. But it keeps going on. And, yeah, they're out there fucking blasting turkeys away this weekend and just not having any fun. Ari's on another fucking holiday, by the way. I just got that email. Is there another fucking Jewish holiday?
Yeah, I said
What's that one?
He told me he was going to be out, and I said digging tunnels, and he said, no, just laundering money.
He doesn't talk to me anymore.
Fucking Jews.
This is the big one. This is Passover.
Is it
This is where they, rub.
They got to put
blood
lamb's
on the door.
blood on the fucking door, write a little scribbling on it, so God doesn't come murder their firstborn child.
So is it actual lamb's blood?
It's supposed to be, but I don't think they hold those old
What are they
rituals
using? Food
anymore.
coloring?
No, I don't think they do any of that anymore. They probably hang a thing on the door or something just for observance.
He doesn't talk to me anymore after I fucking lost it. I just said, hey, dude, the reason you're so stressed out all the time is because you have 74 fucking holidays. And you're trying to play catch up every single day of your life. And there's never enough time in the day. Because when the sun goes down, guess what? Can't use your electronics anymore. What kind of God is that?
Yeah.
What is that God, by the way? What do they call it?
Yahweh?
Do they? They call theirs Yahweh?
I mean, that's the name of the Hebrew God, yeah.
All right. That's what Kanye calls himself, so
Well,
I like that.
So who's who then?
Well, I think
it's hard to say.
If Kanye was Yahweh, I would convert. I would convert to
I don't know. He's too unpredictable. At least God, you know what you get, right? Which is, I'm a conservative guy, so that's what I like.
And then the next one was, God, this woman, dude. How they let her speak anymore is crazy. This is the Rachel Zegler of Congress here, Jasmine Crockett. Play this video that I just sent you here, Bob. I mean, it's just fucking endless with this woman. Go ahead.
Realm. So I am telling you that this is a failed thing, but we've got to do better to connect the dots and let people know the reason you can't afford a home is because of these failed immigration policies. The reason you're not going to be able to afford your food is because of these failed immigration policies. And the same can go for the hospitality industries, where we have so many of those in the hospitality industry that are saying they do not have the workers that they need right now.
Does she have like windburn on her
So
face
she's
or
saying
something?
she's saying that the deportations, by the way, is why everybody can't afford their homes.
Yeah, and then she also said that I don't want to lie here. I think the other day she said something to the effect of, we have to keep them here because we're not picking cotton anymore or something like that.
Yes, she did say that.
Hold on, let me see what the exact phrase is.
Yeah, no, that was it. That was it.
Let's see.
Trump has floated a plan, I think maybe similar, Dan, to your Germany-Poland example that you use a lot, to allow undocumented farm and hotel workers to work legally in the U.S. That is as of yesterday that news came out.
Yeah, that's 100% what should happen. It worked quite well for Germany for quite a while, actually, from the mid-2000s through the mid-2010s, before the EU lost its mind and started doing all this stupid shit with mass immigration. But yeah, she said that the U.S. needs migrants because, quote, we're done picking cotton, which is to say Mexicans need to come here and be slaves now.
Yes.
Or it's to say, well, if Mexicans don't do it, then the black community is going to have to go to these farms and pick cotton. I mean, the vast majority of black people live in urban areas.
There's no cotton.
And like what farm? It's cotton's not even a thing.
Well, take Atlanta. I'm from
do
Georgia.
that.
Take Atlanta. It's nowhere near any cotton fields.
Yeah, and it's.
Nowhere near.
I mean, machines do that stuff anyways. But like, let's just say it's picking fruit. Okay, like yeah, what exactly? How does this work in Jasmine Crockett's mind? She's from the Houston area, so there's like
Dallas. We found out.
Dallas. Okay,
Yeah.
so do buses show up and like, hey, you black? We're going to pick stuff. Like, how exactly, like, practically, how does this work in her mind? I'm very curious about this because I just don't see the connection.
I think it's a terrible idea for either party to let their representatives get too much screen time. Because the senators, for the most part, are pretty even-keeled people, even the ones with, like, more out-there views. But the representatives are a fucking grab bag of insane people.
Dude,
You only have
because
to-
you're from a small town. Some of these districts are so small. We've talked about this with Bobert in the past and people like that. They get there and then they're like, holy shit, I'm making more money than I've ever made. I get insider trading tips and all this other shit. I get to party with fucking celebrities and everything else. And I'm just some fucking dummy from some small town. This is the perfect example.
Like,
of
is
it.
there any eccentric senator really other than, like, Bernie Sanders? Like, you don't, I mean, there's people that, you know, people don't like Chuck Schumer and Ted Cruz.
Well, it's Bob. It's harder.
but
So
they're,
like,
they're more milquetoast, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
but that's because it's harder. So it's like,
yeah.
Here's what happens. So I've met with between the White House, North Carolina, Texas. I think we'll leave it at that right there. So let's take White House, right? Most of those people that are there, like, are pretty high driven, focused, smart, whatever. But the rest, like let's take North Carolina. If you meet your local representatives there, they're just kind of dipshits. Like, some of them are like wearing boat shoes. They just got off a fucking whatever, and they got elected because their dad was in it or somebody else was in it or
Or it's
whatever.
a safe district.
Right. And
She's in a
it's-
safe district. AOC's in a safe district.
Totally.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's in a safe district.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example, is from Rome, Georgia. So me being from Georgia, it's a very small town. Like, it's just very small up there. And the fact that you have an MTG there, that's the only way that people know what Rome, Georgia is, for Christ's sake. So they're proud of it. And she'll probably be in there for 50 fucking years.
Well, I know Rome, Georgia. It's where the Rome Penguins play. Is that our AA team?
Yeah, it is. It is, actually. In fact, you know, that's hilarious.
I have a weird semi-knowledge of Georgia geography just from being a Braves fan. That's the only reason.
Okay. I like that. But, yeah, you take these other places and like Texas. I genuinely think everyone in the state of Texas, except for one guy, both right and left, should be gone. Just absolutely gone. Jasmine Crockett, Abbott's, Cruz, Cornyn, all these other guys. Somebody's sent me in that Cornyn was going to get primaried, actually, by Paxton. I can't confirm that.
Yeah,
but
Paxton announced yesterday.
he did? Okay.
Paxton's worse, I think.
I both. Like, he's not great either.
Paxton's one of the dudes driving the keep weed illegal in Texas situation
God
right
damn
now.
it, dude. Which is going to pass, by the way. I keep getting emails from insiders. You know it's going to pass, right, Bob?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's archaic. It's fucking archaic, dude. But then this other video. Now, I was sent this a million times and then wanted to ask me to get your thoughts on this. This was Tulsi Gabbard talking about a cabinet meeting that her office has obtained evidence that massive vulnerabilities on voting machines that allow hackers to flip votes. Can you watch this video and then tell us about this? Have you heard about it? I have not.
I have, yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Press play.
I've got a long list of things that we're investigating. We have the best of the best going after this. Election integrity being one of them. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the results of the votes being cast, which further drives forward your mandate to bring about paper ballots across the country so that voters can have faith in the integrity of our elections. I've got a long list of things.
Is there any truth to this?
To what exactly?
What's happening here? Is the machines, were these rigged? Were these not rigged? Can you potentially hack them?
I don't think she's saying that they were rigged, but whether or not they can be compromised is definitely true. Look, we've known this for 2 years. This story that she's talking about leaked 2 years ago. Now, you can talk about the response to it. Are paper ballots somehow more secure? I mean, they're secure from external hacking, for sure. Because how the fuck would you do that, right? Because somebody's using a pencil on a piece of paper. How are you gonna hack that? But it's an old Russian saying, I believe, that it doesn't matter who. I think it's Russian. It doesn't matter who takes the votes. It matters who counts the votes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And we just saw it in that Wisconsin Supreme Court thing the other day. Thousands of votes were voted behind. They put cardboard up on the windows again and wouldn't let observers watch them.
Well, Georgia, that was...
that happened in Georgia in 2020, but this just happened in Wisconsin in the Supreme Court race.
Oh, gotcha.
Some people were posting pictures of it last week. It's like, that doesn't solve anything.
No.
It doesn't solve anything until you start prosecuting people, actually, for ballot harvesting and all this other stuff that's illegal. I don't know that... I don't know that the machines are the problem. Here's what I think should happen, and we got to start working on this technology. And Christians will hate this because it's the mark of the beast, but NFTs are a way to authenticate your identity, right? So you can vote from anywhere using your NFT.
Okay.
And you're the only one that has access to it if it's assigned your biometrics. Right there. But that's the mark of the beast, right?
Sure.
From Revelation.
Yes.
And I don't think
Yes, it is.
Christians are going to like that too much.
No, they're not.
So it's probably not going to happen because we are still very much a Christian country.
Yeah. And then the next one here, and this is in regards to Panama. Like usually on Friday, we'll go through all the DMs and check the listeners, and they've got questions. So play this video here. This is in regard to Panama Canal, which we were talking about yesterday.
Mr. President, we just got back from Panama last night. We were at the Panama Canal with their Southcom commander ships, F-18s, troops, and signed a couple of historic deals. One which is with the Panama Canal Authority, a framework for U.S. vessels, first and free through the Panama Canal. And then also a memorandum of understanding with their security minister for the presence of U.S. troops. Fort Sherman is an old U.S. base there, as well as their naval station and air station, jointly with Panama to secure the Panama Canal from Chinese influence. That's something you said, we're taking back the canal. China's had too much influence. Obama and others let them creep in. We, along with Panama, are pushing them out, sir. And so we had a very successful trip there. President Molino sends his regards, very complimentary of the U.S. He's a great ally, and I think they want the communist Chinese out. And with our troops there partnering with their forces, we've got a chance to push them all the way out, sir.
Okay.
I mean, this is part of the what's been going on the last 2 weeks. It is a mark of these nuts. I like that.
Yeah.
It's part of a concerted effort to do what I said 2 weeks ago, which is isolate China. And then, maybe bring them back into the fold in some way, but it'll be interesting to see how it goes down. We have indications that, one, Australia came out straight up and said, no, China, we're not working with you. There's a couple of other big European countries, Germany being the top one, that are doing a lot of business with China, but it turns out that China's starting to kind of take, or has over the past year and a half or 2 years or so, take an adversarial stance with Germany and treat them like a competitor rather than a partner in trade. Which is problematic for them, for China. China has no cards to play here. Taiwan and Vietnam and Cambodia specifically, those three countries, have taken quite a bit from them. And Mexico has taken what was left because Mexico's labor costs us 1/3, I think, what China's does now, and they're right there, right? Also quite a bit more pliable when it comes to making trade deals because they're not authoritarian necessarily. I mean, they are kind of, but not in the same way that China is. So this is all about isolating China. I don't know if we're going to try to pull some shit with the Suez as well. I mean, it would be a...
that's a big one, man.
It would be
Panama Canal. I think we can get.
Yeah.
Suez is a big ass.
Well, I don't think we want to take Suez or anything like that, but it would be... Our guy is over in Europe right now talking to Putin today, and then he's going to go talk to Iran after that. And if we're able to work some kind of peace agreement with Iran that shuts the Houthi down, that keeps Djibouti out of this, and the Gulf of Aden's open and the Suez is open, and Israel and Iran aren't bickering about shit and all of that, and then we have some measure of control in that Suez area, then China is that's checkmate.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now. If you're trying to wonder why we're doing all the things we're doing right now, it is to checkmate China. And Panama Canal helps, certainly. Getting these Five Eyes and then European countries, that is to say Canada, Australia, and the European countries to come on board with us and not with China is the second move, and the third and final move, in addition to the tariffs, obviously, is because those tariffs, again, will at some point expand to people that are also doing business with China, right? Like if we go above a certain level, Trump's going to say, okay, now the tariffs apply to anybody that's doing business with China too. The final nail in that coffin will be to affect change at the Suez and not take control of it, but have leverage there, and then China is completely pinned in, which means very dangerous for the world too, because what is China going to do then? Are they going to fucking try to start a war or whatever?
No, I don't think they have anything left.
Yeah.
I think you've been correct this entire time, man. And I don't think they have anything left. I think all of these countries, we've built them up, or the media has built them up as these boogeymen, but I don't think they have anything left.
Yeah. I hear
it's a fight.
Honestly, I think it would be very smart. Witkoff is over there right now talking to Putin. I think it would be very smart to work some deal with Putin to end this Ukraine thing and provide energy to Europe back the way they were before, but without any of this bullshit going on. I think it would be great for Witkoff to maybe offer, like just straight up tell Iran, we're not going to let Israel do X, Y, or Z. This is not going to happen. We're not going to support that shit. Not that we're not going to support Israel as in broad terms, but that we're not going to support them doing X. Make some kind of capitulation, and then maybe offer to build SMR, like small modular reactors for Iran, so they don't have to worry about enrichment and all, but like, we'll handle that. We'll do it for you, right? Because if you take the refinery capabilities out of there, then that's the end of it. That would be a much better nuclear deal than the one that Obama gave them $150 billion fucking to accept before, which all that money went to terrorism. A much better deal would be something like, we'll build you SMRs, and in exchange, you never refine any kind of uranium or plutonium again. You get it from us, right? Which makes us money.
Yeah.
And isolates them as a nuclear power. They're a nuclear energy power only, not a nuclear fissile material power. And maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I know that we're talking. We're in Oman on, I think tomorrow he goes to, Witkoff goes to Oman to talk to a high-level Iranian guy. And again, if we can pull Russia and Iran out of any kind of relationship with China, that'll be the death blow for China, and then China's got to make a decision. They have to come either, I mean, it's one of three things with Xi because of the authoritarian nature of his government. He either has to admit he's defeated and accept whatever capitulation there is, and then go on the offensive in his own country and probably kill some people.
Yep.
Like go on an authoritarian fucking sweep because people are going to try to come at him. If he capitulates to the U.S., people are going to come at him. The second one is he's just going to have to step down. I don't think that's going to happen. And the third one is he gets clipped, right? He's got very few options here. I think the most likely option is that, and if I were negotiating with him right now, that's what I would say. Like, hey, you have no moves. We understand that when you do finally come back into the fold like this and we start working together, there's going to be a lot of internal pressure from people in the party to clip you or get you out of the way. And we're going to look over here while you take care of your business.
Yeah.
And then that'll be the end of that, right? And then we'll start working again.
Okay.
That's what I would do personally.
So, and for the audience, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. Like Facebook fucks us. That page is essentially dead. I don't think we've gained followers there in 5 years. And I have no problems answering these questions or asking Dan or whatever for you, and vice versa. So yeah, hit us up on Twitter. What are you at, Dan Holloway? I'm at ST James, and then obviously we've got Drinkin Bros podcasts on there. Rob is a really good follow, and I think it's just Rob. Your Twitter is combined for you and Delco, right? Because you're kind of carrying him on Twitter too. So
At Rob Fox.
Oh, good night, everybody.
all right, cool. Just checking.
Dan's the smartest person here. He deleted his Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, did you really? I get it.
You think you're fucking smart.
Yeah, I get it. Rob, you have a good Twitter though.
Here's
I like your Twitter.
here's
Follow
what I
your Twitter.
encourage you guys to do. If you want to really see how dumb Dan Regester is,
Sure.
just go watch Softcore History on their Patreon.
Okay.
How much is it? How much it cost?
$5 a month.
$5 a month
Be a real shame.
to witness just abject misery.
Well, if you're out
every
there
time.
and you're like, man, is there somebody dumber than me? Subscribe, and then you'll realize there isn't. Like,
what
it's okay.
what are your guys' most recent shows?
We just did an episode on the Chinese empress that just like killed her entire bloodline to take power.
Yeah.
And then we did a little alt history because that's what the people really want, right? Like nobody wants to know that a bunch of naked Egyptians built the pyramids. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to hear that shit.
It was aliens, Bob.
Yeah, I know exactly, right?
It was aliens.
So there was a New York Post article the other day on some guy, some random computer scientist who's been studying this, who thinks the Garden of Eden might have actually been in Egypt, not in Mesopotamia.
Oh, man, it's at the Tigris and Euphrates. Everybody knows it. I've been there. It stinks. Because both of those fucking rivers are shit now.
Dysentery. Everybody's got dysentery.
My fucking medic, Dan, took a picture one time, and it was like, this could have been a Pulitzer Prize winning picture. It was a picture of a fucking, it's a picture of a fucking garbage can. One of these, like the Americans built all these garbage cans, and it's like a big, like 55-gallon metal drum on two posts with hinges on it, so it kind of swings, right? And around it, garbage everywhere. Not one piece of garbage. And it's tilted forward a little bit so you can see inside the can, and there's no garbage in it, and there's just garbage all over the floor.
That's funny.
And he took the picture to just put Iraq.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
And that's exactly what Iraq is. It's fucking garbage.
It is. The other reason, too, why we're doing these live shows on Thursday or Friday on Patreon, or I'm sorry, Jesus Christ, YouTube. That's what happens when you drink all day, is there's breaking news that happens all the time, and we don't want to miss what's happening on Monday. We just got a verdict in this Mahmoud Khalil case. Bob, I sent you the link here. They did rule. A Louisiana judge has ruled he can get fucking deported, and now he's making a statement out there. Let's pop into this. Fuck him.
The decision that we have been waiting for, a judge has just ruled that the Trump administration's effort to deport Mahmoud Khalil can move forward. Correspondent Brooke Taylor, live right near that courthouse in Jena, Louisiana. Tell us what the judge is saying in there, Brooke.
Hi, Martha. Yeah, this has been long anticipated and some major news. Just to first give you some perspective, we're down the street from that ICE detention center. The courtroom is inside of there. They didn't allow any phones or cameras. So we're finding out this information from our reporter who's over there down the street. She tells us, as you just mentioned, the immigration judge has found Mahmoud Khalil removable. Khalil's attorneys have until April 23rd to file relief applications. I asked that reporter what the immigration judge was able to say. She cited those DHS papers and said that the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, was able to meet that burden. And again, they have decided that Mahmoud Khalil is removable. The next question, Martha, of course, his attorneys are going to fight this, but how long that process is going to take right now for him to
Where
be
is
deported.
hair and
We'll send it
makeup?
back.
That's great. That's great. They're live in Louisiana.
I know, but still, like, you gotta
gotta.
you got to do better than
It's
that.
too hot, bro. That makeup will fade in that swamp weather. I promise you, man.
It's a harsh environment.
No, fuck that.
When I told that girl final touch-ups the other day, that's what it is because you're sweating your ass off.
I see that chick on Fox all the time and on Twitter too. I think always looks sharp.
She looks great. She's down in Louisiana for the first time. It is fucking
that's
swampy
not
down
the
there.
first time she's been there. Come
Swampy.
on. A girl like that, she's been down to fucking Nowlands.
Is she in? What the fuck is Jena, Louisiana?
I actually don't know. So maybe now I need to retract.
Yeah, you sure do, guys.
She's in a place in New Orleans I've never even fucking heard of.
Jena, Louisiana.
Where is that? How far away from anything is it?
It's very far.
And how did he?
Everything.
How was the trial? Oh, he was at a detention facility down there. That's why.
Okay.
That makes
oh my
sense.
God! Look at this. Here's Shreveport.
Yeah. Nowhere near
Jesus Christ.
Here's New Orleans. Here's
Still
Baton Rouge.
though, you've got to have a fucking producer nearby with some
Not
some
even
hair,
close.
some hairspray,
Not even close.
and a comb,
They don't have anyone in that general
and some,
vicinity
and then
whatsoever.
one touch-up thing.
No,
at least
I got nothing there. I got nothing down there.
Just, you know what they could have done is find a Louisiana native to do it for her. She would have. I don't know.
Oh
what,
God, she would have looked fucking
Bob, put in Jenna.
fantastic.
Put Jenna, Louisiana in Google image search and just let's look and see what kind of people are there. See if you can find people.
Jenna, Louisiana
Resident.
people.
Resident.
Yeah, residents. In the meantime, I'll read you what it is. So Khalil.
It's definitely not this stock image of two black people doing physical therapy. What the fuck
sure
is that?
isn't. But for the audio listeners, so that Khalil, Mahmoud Khalil, was the foreign student at Columbia University who is the leader of the student group that praised Hamas and distributed pamphlets associated with designated terrorist organizations. Fuck this guy. Have fun. Have fucking fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is inadmissible aliens, 8 USC 1182. This is what I quoted way back in the day. One of the one of the things that makes you inadmissible, whether as an alien or a visa holder or whatever, is support of a terrorist organization. And Hamas is definitely a terrorist organization. And then, you know, in the letter of the law, it says that it doesn't even have to be material support. It can be material or immaterial to include even just saying that you like them.
Right.
This is if you're, and it, like, that sounds prejudicial and petty maybe, but if somebody's trying to, not a U.S. citizen, but somebody's trying to come to our country and become a citizen and they're like, yeah, I like Hamas. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Like, that's an automatic no, motherfucker.
See ya.
Come on now. Like, I don't know how this is even up for debate. And he clearly did it. Like, there's no question that he
fuck this
clearly
guy.
did it.
I don't give a shit about him.
Like, I feel bad for his wife.
I don't.
Because she's American and they've got a kid on the way, I think.
Tough shit. You should have married that loser.
Well,
That's what happens, man. Look, I've got friends who are losers. I've got good friends who are fucking losers. Jesus Christ. I was on a text thread the other night with some friends, and me and my wife were going at it about something, and she goes, I don't understand. You're allowed to text that loser. And I go, here's the difference. I can tell you that he's a fucking loser. Can you tell me that your friend is? And that's when she shut up, and that was a nice moment for me. But here's the stock picture there. Are they at Rick's Pizza in Jenna, Louisiana?
I think these might be the owners of Rick Pizza, but yeah, these are two locals I found.
So that's the cream of the crop.
Louisiana, go to Rick's Pizza tonight.
That's the
get fucking
These
loose.
are the Jenna oligarchs.
Yeah, that's the oligarch. Oh boy.
I won't put that up.
It's already
don't
up there.
do that one.
Oh shit! I forgot. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was there. I didn't know it was there.
Come on.
I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to go to Rick's Pizza because the food actually looked pretty good.
Let's see.
It does.
Now, do you think
Rick's Pizza fucks?
Do you think we'd find a single photo of someone at Salad Heaven? I feel like in Jenna, Louisiana, this isn't getting
That is
business.
100% a money laundering organization. Not one person has ever shot. Go up.
I thought this was a kid too.
There's one. No, it's not a kid. Well, it is.
Oh
actually.
no, look at how miserable that kid is because his fucking mom made him eat that.
What is this green shit?
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
You know what? And I support this kid. I think
I
think we should take him away from his mother.
Yeah.
If you're a parent and you're taking your kid to a place that has salad in the name of the title, I feel like you should have your kids taken away.
Sure should. You're gone.
Because
You're
lettuce
out of
is
there.
pointless.
You're out of there, dude.
Vegetables
you
are
fucking
pointless.
out of there, dude.
But lettuce is the worst. It's green water. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, man.
It's a delivery system for ranch dressing and nothing more. Let's be real
blue
about
cheese,
that.
but yeah.
Not on a
I
salad.
go on a wedge.
Yeah,
blue
well, if you go
cheese,
wedge with bacon
I go
crumbles.
blue cheese wedge. There you go.
Yep.
But that's
Thank you, Bob.
crumbles. That's not like that's not blue cheese in the.
No, I do
traditional-
both. Baby.
I like the-
I double
I like-
up.
Yeah, I double up too. I double up too.
I like the crumbles. A little bit of apple, shaved apple,
Bacon.
walnut. Yeah, I'm good with
Yeah,
that.
bacon. Absolutely. I go the bacon route for sure. None of that food is worth showing on television, Bob.
I'm looking for people, so I couldn't find any good on Google image search, but you can find people at the businesses on Google Maps, which is why this is where I'm at.
Well, regardless.
I mean, what
Jenna,
about-
Louisiana did the right thing today.
What
We're proud
about
of them.
on?
They should get their fucking flowers.
What about on Yelp?
Yelp.
Sometimes Yelp, it's mostly pictures of food, but
sometimes there's most.
This is basically Google's Yelp, right? It's the Google Map reviews.
It's problematic that you can only see like people from a distance in any of these pictures. I think
Can you not just Google Jenna, Louisiana people?
Are we sure that this place even exists?
Here we go.
Is this a ghost town?
Jenna, Louisiana people.
A train hasn't come through here in 25 years. Oh, there's a brand new Popeyes there. Look at that.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
And that is a Louisiana organization. I bet.
Jenna's with one N.
Have you ever noticed that the Targets in a heavy Walmart area are shit? Like if you go to Arkansas, where Walmart started, the Targets there are terrible, and the Walmarts are really nice. But if you go to Minnesota, where Target's from, all the Walmarts suck. I wonder if the Popeyes are just elite inside of Louisiana. I've never been to one there.
I'm looking at
They're pretty good. I've been to one.
In Louisiana?
Yeah, on the way to Rob's wedding.
You would think so, right? Like the closer you are to headquarters, the better the fucking restaurant is. Or the better the business, maybe.
This is a weird town, man. What
are you looking at?
I'm looking at all the pictures. I don't know why Bob doesn't have this. It's JENA, Louisiana people.
Maybe we were wrong this whole time, and Bob's the one that sucks, and
there.
Delco's the better one. Did we make a mistake? Should we fire both? Should we fire Bob? Well, we were already going to fire Bob and hire his child anyway.
Yeah, not yet.
All you're getting is like civil rights marches and stuff from New Orleans.
And then farmers.
But then look at that blonde lady.
Here you go.
I don't think they're in the civil rights march.
Ain't that America? You and me, baby. Yeah, what do they do?
I don't know.
They're that's the anti-civil rights march. I think.
It's a walkathon for something.
It sure is, dude. And who's this blonde lady that keeps popping up at the Jenna Times? Oh shit! There's a newspaper called the Jenna Times.
This is really the representation. Like that is what Jenna, Louisiana.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but that lady, there's like 1,000 of that lady up in Minnesota.
Is she the mayor?
Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin. There's thousands of these women.
Is she the fucking mayor?
She might be the president. Yeah, that's a good. We should have looked at the sheriff's department and the mayor's immediately.
Yeah, this is the mayor.
My God.
My God, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Good for her, though.
That is.
It's a no fuss haircut.
That is the last Karen you have to get through to enter heaven's gates, right there. That's it. You've got to answer her questions, dude, about your life and why you didn't pull out.
Well,
God damn it, man.
Good for
Jenna.
Them. They're living the dream down there in Jenna.
Should we do a live show in Jenna one day? What's the population?
It's low.
Wait, 2,200? I'll say 2,200.
Because there's a.
I've never been there.
There's a DHS operation there, so I'm gonna say 15,000.
I'm gonna say 2,200.
Send Gary there.
It is 4,150.
You were way closer.
Yeah.
If we send Gary, he'll be in. That woman will put him in prison immediately. Are you kidding me?
So you know where we sent Gary, by the way? That's a funny story. So we're shooting Derek's pilot, obviously, and he goes, "Hey man, really itching to shoot another fucking Street Gonzo until Netflix makes this decision, right?" And I was like, "All right, cool, man." I was like, "What do you want to do?" And he goes, "Well, what goes on in Denver?" And I go, "Man, I heard the weirdest story from Derek Wolf when he was taking me to the airport." And I go, "Okay, what is it?" And he goes, "Derek told me that the horse, Bob, pull up the horse at the airport."
The Denver airport?
Yes.
Denver airport's weird.
It's spooky. There's this old history with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's haunted.
That horse right there. So when you drive in, this is the horse you see, and apparently the guy who built this horse statue, it blew over in the middle of the night and killed him as he was making this statue. And I think it's the Jimenez family is who it is, and they say the statue is haunted, the airport's haunted. There's been a bunch of weird shit that happened there ever since this happened. But it really does have those bright red eyes like this. So I said, hey, if you could sit down and talk to the Jimenez family and find them and what this statue means to them, because they went ahead with the statue and put it back up after he died. They said it meant a lot to him and everything else. So because you and I fly into Denver, I don't know, twice a year, somewhere in that neighborhood. When we came back, I noticed it was still there. So yeah, dude, it's there.
I'll tell you this. If I were to come into a large sum of money, there's a decent chance that I either uproot that OJ statue.
That's a Flavor Flav's house.
Yeah. Or
I would love that.
Either I uproot that or I make a new one and I put it somewhere in Buffalo.
Oh,
or if
in front
like,
of the stadium?
If I was
They've got a new stadium.
If I was a billionaire, we know a guy that can make bronze statues for
he's very
around
good.
$15,000.
Yeah, he's very good.
I mean, they're not like it's not like what you think it is, but it's a fucking big ass nice bronze statue for somewhere between 15 and 30K.
Correct.
I would put one every day.
Yeah, dude.
Like as soon as they came and removed it, I'd put a new one in a different place in the city. Remember those weird obelisks that were showing up all over the place a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Like in the middle of fucking the desert and stuff, and then in the mountains. I would be OJ fucking statues all over the country until somebody finally stopped me.
Yeah. And I think the juice should be everywhere.
The Jews?
No, the juice.
Oh.
Have you guys seen that statue, Bob? The OJ statue? Yeah, pull it up. It's at Flavor Flav's house.
The one he had made of himself.
Correct. So it was in his backyard in Brentwood, and then the Goldman family tried to take it from him, and so he gave it to Flavor Flav for free, so they wouldn't melt it. There it is, and so it's in his backyard. I want this statue, Dan. I would pay whatever for this fucking thing.
Oh man, Flavor Flav's not the tallest guy either.
No,
that's a small statue.
Yeah,
we could definitely get that made.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would put those everywhere.
Yes, that'd be the best. The best. And he was the greatest running back in Buffalo Bills history.
Put one in Ron Goldman's front yard.
Well,
or whatever his dad's name is.
Yeah, it is. That's
Ron Goldman.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful statue.
No, I mean like
for
reparations.
Not
because then he could sell it.
This is just like some rich ass shit that I would have loved to do because it'd be a hilarious.
But you want to get one made of
of
yourself, is what you're talking about.
Well, no, I would get this one too, but it would be just such a fucking fun thing when people came over for a party. Where it's like, all right, cool. Like this weekend, I got to go to this Masters. It's like for family and kids and all this other stuff party in the neighborhood. If Homeboy had this in his backyard, Casey, it would be the best. Like I'd be like, all right, great, dude. Now I'm ready to chill out. Sit down, have some s'mores next to the OJ statue. But don't get to have that because we don't get to do rich, fun stuff yet. So, eventually someday, we'll see. We'll see. Now's the point in the show. We get to the Drinkin Bro of the week. You can submit at drinkinbros.com. Bob, pull it up. The store is on fire right now, dude. Everything we're pumping out is tits. Dude, I just used that Bro Box yesterday. God damn, everybody's asking me where I got that.
Yeah.
So it's like a golf ball koozie for all your drinks, and it's amazing.
We'll probably put another one that's a hard AF version of that on the site sometime soon, if I had to guess.
Yes.
I haven't talked to Brandon about it yet because there's a couple of other things that I would need him to work on first. One of them is Live, Laugh, Creed. Live, Love, Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
They're not coming here. I want them. I'm gonna text this to you, which is why I have my phone. Because I want this on screen as well, because there was a photo with it. We don't typically get this. And all the listeners that sent this in, and this is for you guys. But you can put his photo up on the screen here after it comes through, and then I will read it. So at drinkinbros.com, yes, we have all the merch. We have all the fun stuff. We got the Gulf of America shirts that I'm wearing today. God damn, these are on fire. Everybody's wearing these things. Doge Around to Find Out is also a huge one. Brutal American has been big. And then everybody's getting the Bro Box right now, which has got the best shit ever. Shout out to Brandon, dude. We got a new merch guy, a year ago?
Yeah,
He's
something like
been
that.
great, dude. He's great. I genuinely love that dude. So you guys sent this in over and over now again, so I'm going to post it, and there's this picture. So this was from Kay Smith. Says, my brother, he's all I've got. We're both OG DBs. He had a grand mal seizure Thursday. What is that?
What do you mean?
Grand mal. What does that mean? Like the mal? I know mal or malo means bad in Spanish. Whatever that means.
I don't really
Can't be
know.
Great.
What's different?
Look up grand mal.
I think
real
it's
quick
one
if
where
you
you like half your face freezes up or some shit like that.
Your entire body does, I think.
It's a loss of consciousness and body convulsions.
Okay. So this one lasted almost 10 minutes.
Damn.
The seizure was so extreme and violent, he fractured his spine. From muscle contractions. He had emergency surgery for 5 hours last night to stabilize his spine. He also fucked his shoulder and needs more surgery. His convulsions pushed his shoulder into his scapula and shattered it. He is in the ICU. He is a Navy vet with severe PTSD, and neurology thinks his meds have caused this. Please do what you guys can and show him some love and raise a glass. He needs it. Cheers. This is from Paul Salisbury off of Kay's account there. So cheers. Yes, we received this a bunch of times, and I said, look, we'll just post it on screen when we go on YouTube. That way everybody can see it and send him some love there. But I've heard of this. It is very rare, and it'll, if you convulse enough, it'll break your bones and spine and back and all that other shit, and it is awful. So unbelievably sorry that you guys are going through this, and we love you guys. We appreciate it. And again, you can submit at drinkinbros.com. If you're here in the studio, we'd love to see you. Obviously have some laughs, some drinks, and some hard AF seltzers with us. But we love you. We appreciate you guys tuning in every single day. Go to iTunes. Rate the show a 5-star and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star. You can walk away. Happy Masters Weekend, everybody.
We got a guy here.
We do? We got a guy here.
We got
God
Farrell,
damn it,
we got
dude.
Farrell live here.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's back
Thank
to
God,
singer.
dude. All right. Come on up, dude. Play the music. Play the music. Shit, I didn't see him back there. Apologies. The monitor blocks my vision, so I thought you bounced.
I've been
You
quiet.
bounced.
How you doing, Ross?
Don't worry about it. Let me grab a hard AF. I'll join you. Hang on.
You got an apple in there? Yeah. Oh man, we're a lard-based skincare company, and Health Optimization Summit kicking off in thank you in Austin this weekend. So that's why I'm here.
So you can turn the music off. Sometimes the show goes long that people just leave, so I can't see beyond, obviously, this monitor here back there.
Got a lot going on, man.
No, that's fine. Put that about an inch from your face. There
Yes,
you go.
sir.
Cheers. Dude, I fucking love, you're the guy who makes the skincare products.
Yeah.
Yes, I love them. My wife was here earlier asking for some, dude. Tell everybody your name.
Charles Mayfield.
Charles Mayfield. What
Yes,
is
sir.
the name of your company? Because
Farrow.
we love it.
Farrow Skincare.
Farrow Skincare.
Farrow. And
Okay.
I brought you a special present.
Thank you.
I'd really like it if you'd open it.
Yeah, good. All right, pop it over here. There we go. Thank you, Dan, for seeing him back there. On my side, I'm blocked from that couch back there. I can't see
It's all
anybody.
good. And I brought a soap. We have a soap. I figured Gary could maybe use this.
Oh, God. He could use him
So-
and Joel. You know,
Well-
Joel doesn't brush his teeth.
Really?
Yeah. Do you guys know that, by the way? Delco?
That seems like slander.
No, it's not. So, yeah, he only brushes his teeth like once a week.
Well, if
I
you
guess.
eat the right food, you don't have to.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's what I've heard, but I'm like, bro, you don't eat the right food. There's
Well,
like Taco Bell and shit in
yeah.
the fridge.
Yeah. This stuff really is amazing, by the way.
So my wife loves it, and I know she traps you
I'm
when you
talking
came
about
in.
this.
Oh, the seltzer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. How crazy is that?
It's-
Everybody's
it's-
like, dude, what's the why are you selling out everywhere? It is literally just a liquid Jolly Rancher, and there's no alcohol taste. So like, fuck. I mean, we are just.
So
selling
before
out
you pull it
everywhere.
out,
Okay.
I'm doing a gifting cardinal sin.
All right,
There's a
what's that?
homework assignment that comes with this.
Don't do that. I don't do it.
You got to.
I won't. I
You
won't
got
do
to.
it. I won't do it.
So at some point in the coming future,
Okay.
that thing is going to beep,
Like an alarm.
kind of like an alarm.
This is. It says Diddy's baby oil on it here.
That is a.
Shit.
That is a. Yeah,
This is a
you know it.
fucking real smoke alarm, dude. No way that you did this. My God, dude.
I just thought, you put it somewhere. At some point, it's going to beep, and you and Dan and the team can figure out, okay, when it chirps.
I'll put it right here, and then we'll be surprised when it does. How many hours of battery life does it have?
I really don't know. I put the battery in it as soon as I bought it so that we could just start the clock.
Okay.
And
then we'll see what happens.
If you got some old Ds laying around at the house, you can have a used D to.
That's really fun. I tell you what, we'll just leave it, and then whenever it happens, it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
And then you call me, and I come out. We have a party. It'll be great.
How long does it last? You think?
I'm going to say 6 to 8 months is generally. This wasn't a big homework. I didn't want you guys having to.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. So here's the deal. You were here. I forget how many months ago.
4 or 5 months ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
You brought in some of your skincare. We all fucking loved it. My wife used all of it, by the way.
Good.
You know that, right?
Good.
Like
I think Dan's lady likes it a lot
yes.
too.
The ladies gunned through it, and I know she trapped you when you came in. Was just like, hey, dude, What's the fucking story? Do you have any more? Did you actually bring some?
I brought well, I shipped you guys a big box. Dan and I have been going back and forth. Apparently UPS dropped the ball, so I gotta send some more out.
Yes.
But I did bring a little today. So.
Just make sure there's no signature. They'll just drop it on the porch.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love it. Do I have something to give her tonight?
I'm shipping her a special box.
You fucking asshole, dude.
You've
got to have
I brought
that.
some. Yeah. Y'all can fight over it. Here you go.
Give me that.
That's the skin food and the face food.
Okay, perfect.
And
yeah, I'll give her this tonight. She loves it. She went
and
through
the
the
soap
whole
I'm gonna
thing.
leave over here for Gary
Yes.
or Joel.
Yeah.
Y'all they can wrestle for it.
Both, dude. By the way,
They probably
Jesus
shower
Christ.
together, don't they?
Gary showers and brushes his teeth. Joel does not. It's weird, right? Yeah.
A little weird.
Yeah. Jesse's been friends with him for, I don't know, they were elementary school and all that other shit, right? And yeah, dude, he's always
they've been friends that long?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They all grew up in the same town, so it's like, yeah. And I think she dated one of their friends or something, was just how they met. But yeah. He doesn't brush his teeth. Yeah.
Well.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Sleep tight with that knowledge tonight, okay?
Yeah, I will.
But
And
I've
so-
heard that, though. Some people have told me that, like, depending upon what you eat or whatever, you don't ever have to brush your. I don't know.
Well, there's a
I
craze.
don't buy that.
Yeah, there's a craze now with like toothpaste or not toothpaste, tooth powders and various non-toothpaste.
I've had them.
Yeah,
I don't like them.
it's tough. I've heard
I don't like
coconut
'em.
oil is really good to brush.
Gross. I'm not doing that either.
With. Yeah,
I had it feels like salt on your teeth, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
you got a pretty good
bullshit.
set of chompers though.
I do.
so, yeah.
I got a nice set. I'd take care of them. My mom was instilled that in me as a boy. As a boy. But tell everybody the name of your company. Your products are really fucking great.
Thank you.
and
Farrow
website again.
Skincare, FARROW.life, and Drinkin Bros get you 15% off, 15 or 20% off.
Make it 20.
I'll make it 20. I'll
Make
hit
it
the
20
computer.
for the-
Make
yeah,
it 20
yeah,
for
make
the
it 20
for
for
the
listeners.
homies.
Because we all use this shit. My wife, goddamn, she cleaned this out in like a week. So yeah, she
We're
was
still-
like, "Hey, get some for me on the way out."
Yeah, we're still a young brand, and
I get it, man.
aspiring to be a. I really appreciate being able to come on the show when I'm in town. I love
No,
what you
and
guys are
you
doing.
know what's funny, man? I talked about this at the top, but because of the monitors, the way they're set up, like I can't see over it. It's, obviously it's a giant TV on my side, so I can't see the back. But I didn't know if you bounced or not. Like, we want to help you guys out. We want to help our listeners out with their fucking companies and everything else, especially if they're great. Yours is great. My wife fucking swears by this, and so it's like, all right, cool.
Thank you.
So I have zero problem supporting it, even though you're not a sponsor or anything else. Like, we just don't give a shit.
We're gonna get there.
But we're all getting there. So like you take the hard AF thing, right? Like you do a fundraiser, you do outside friends and family raises. Dan and I put almost everything we had into the goddamn company. So it's like, yeah, hopefully it works.
When you got 20 something more days on WeFunder, how's that going?
Yes, it's going great. We got 19 days left on WeFunder.com/hardafseltzer. However, I don't want to lie to people about what the process is because it's not sunshine and kitten dicks.
No.
Like it's none of it. I don't care how small your company is, how big your company is. If it's in a grocery store and it looks cool or everything else looks cool, like even some of my friends who I thought were unbelievably rich, you see their products everywhere all over the world. They're just like, yeah, dude, we're in the middle of an exit sale. I might be rich. Like in like 6 months, but I'm not now. And every day is a fucking battle, and you have to go through people who lie to your face, like J.P. Morgan and Zoe Dobbs, and say, "Hey, dude, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you get to that next level. We're gonna fucking boost your business and whatever else." And like, you think because it's a huge name that they are actually gonna do it, and they don't.
Yep.
And like, the only people that you can truly depend on are either your friends, family, audience, or your business and your product. Like, your product, and it's the same way I feel about Hard AF Seltzer, is so good that once you have it, you're like, okay, great. I understand what this is, and then it takes off. Because I know we're not getting help from a JP Morgan or a fucking, Mark Cuban or some weird outside investor. Like, they're all fucking dicks in real life, to be honest with you. And I take these meetings, they don't really go anywhere, and it's bullshit. So if I can help you come on and help you sell some Faro, I'm going to fucking do it, dude, because I believe in it. I've used it. My wife uses it. She loves it.
Thanks.
So I have zero problems. You support us. We support you. That's the way it should be.
What's going on in Tennessee? You mentioned it earlier in the show.
Outgrew the distributor. So honest answer is this, we're moving to Tall Boys in the summer, and they don't do convenience stores. So that's what it is. So it's like, okay, cool, man. Like, and when you start, same with North Carolina, like take Wilmington, like it's the same thing. Like you start off, you just need any distribution. Where you're like, all right, great, let's just get the product out to the world. And same with yours, right?
Okay.
So with yours, you'll run into the same thing where you're like, all right, cool, man. Well, how do I get into H-E-B or grocery stores or whatever it is, right? And you got to sign with somebody. They'll eventually get you in and then do it. But as you grow and become a bigger company, then you realize they won't do all the stores for you. So there's no hard feelings. Like that distributor in Tennessee, no hard feelings. Same with North Carolina, no hard feelings. It's just we're getting bigger, and you can't do the things that we need for a big company anymore, you know?
Well, that's a good sign, right? You're growing.
It is. So it's all positive, but you still got to sign the contracts, go through the thing, do everything else. And so like Tennessee, and every state's got a weird liquor law. Like Tennessee, you have to sit out a year. So it's like, all right, cool. We signed that new thing or whatever. So it's like, great, we'll sit out till I think next February, and then re-enter the states and then go everywhere again. But with tall boys and everything else, and like that's how you expand and grow. And all the big brands went through it. You know, let's take a High Noon. They went through the same thing, or a Happy Dad, or whoever, right? It's like everybody's gone through the exact same process. I just don't want my time wasted or to be lied to at the end of the day. So for you, for real, because of how great your product is, and if you start getting sales and everything else, and like a JP Morgan calls, don't do it. Go with somebody local and national that actually believes in you, will give you a line of credit, help you expand slowly and everything else, and don't make that mistake. But that's why I'm here to do it. Like I'll tell you what it is. And every business is not the shiny overnight success that you think it is. You've got to go through these trial and errors and all this other shit. Like JP Morgan was an error. I have no problem admitting that whatsoever. And also, I don't have a problem taking responsibility for it. I took the fucking meeting. I believed in these people, and then they fucked us. So, yeah, I'll admit that live on air because our listeners are investing in our company, and I want them to know what's going on. Like, for real. I don't want to just lie to people and be like, oh, my God, everything is so great every day. It's not. Now, are we growing at the fastest pace of any alcohol company right now outside of The Rock? Yes, we are. But we're doing it ourselves, not because of help from some outside big person, you know? We're not on Shark Tank. We're not on any of the other stuff. And also, the reason why I do it is I think giving out this advice helps small business owners who have a dream to do something the same way as everybody else. So that way you're not alone. Like, I'm sure you're frustrated with this.
Oh, it's one of the reasons I listen to y'all's show. I mean,
there's a lot of people that do.
Yeah,
because we're honest about it.
I love it.
Dan and I are brutally honest about it because nothing is an overnight success. Unless you go to a gas station, buy a lottery ticket, and you win that night. That's the only overnight success I've ever met in my life. Like, for real. And that's including acting, podcasting, business, no matter what it is. Like, there is no such thing as an overnight success. It does not exist.
Yeah.
But if we're honest with each other and we can help each other out and say, all right, avoid this, avoid this, avoid this, then it'll help you make decisions towards the future because I don't have those people right now.
Yeah.
So therefore, all I can do is dish out the advice to, 10.3 million listeners, and that's it. So,
well, I hang on to it a lot because you say it on the show. Your product is outstanding.
And so is yours.
And that's
thank you very much.
That's the thing that gets me. I mean, every business has highs, lows, people screwing you, and it's those low moments where you just sort of turn around and go, we've got a great product. People love it.
But it gets dark.
Oh, yeah.
Like last night, man, like I was up super late. Shit, man, after a few drinks, man, maybe I get way too honest on the show, but like, love my wife, kids, all that other stuff, but like, I've got to work late at night and correct some of the mistakes that I made. Like this JP Morgan thing, that was a mistake that I fucking personally made. And I was just like, God, I trusted the wrong people. I've got to go up and correct it. So like, I was up last night trying to fill out the paperwork for the other stuff and switch and get everything else, on board for the other thing. And it was just trusting somebody that who had fucked me, but I missed out on a night's sleep with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get to take my kids to school this morning because I stayed up till fucking 4 a.m. I had to text her so that when she woke up, I was like, hey, babe, work till 4 a.m., super sorry, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, it's not just the failed relationship. It's not just the failed business deal that you had or whatever it is. It affects your personal life, your family, what you do the rest of the day, your workout, your schedule, your eating. I know Dan talks about this shit all the time, but he's correct. Last night, wife is a great cook. cooks for me every night. Because of this mistake, I had to go to somebody else, and I was late. I had a Big Mac for the first time. I had a Big Mac full, by the way. Large fries. I really went for it. High C orange. And the Big Mac. It's been a long time. And I love you, McDonald's.
You loved every second of it, didn't you?
I sure did.
Okay.
For an hour.
Yeah.
And then after that hour, it was up. Boy, it
helped keep you up, though, probably.
Oh, that bathroom fight was Iwo Jima, my friend. Like, after it was over, I wanted to plant a flag in that turd and just be like, I fucking did it. But, yeah.
Would it hold the flag? I mean, most of the time.
Yes, it would last night. Okay. Yes, it would. And so, like, everything Dan says on this show is true about eating healthy and everything else. And when you switch and you don't, my God, man, it'll hit you quick. It'll hit you quick.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't mind doing it, because you guys are going through it too. We're all going through it, and hopefully we can support each other. So let's talk about your company. Let's talk about Pharaoh.
Yeah.
How did you create it? How did you develop it and design it and everything else?
Oh, God. Well, I mean, I was farming, raising pastured pigs.
Okay.
And I have a culinary background, wrote a couple cookbooks many moons ago, and had a nasty sunburn, came home. You remember growing up, sunburn, there was always like a jar of aloe vera or something in the fridge.
Oh, yeah. And it was a bright green bottle.
Bright green bottle. Yep. And so at the time I was going through my divorce, and so I was home alone, sunburned, like nasty red, and kind of a half curiosity, half desperation. I was like, I had a jar of lard from the pigs I was raising in the fridge, and I was like, why not try it? And put it on. 2 days later, the sunburn was gone, and then I never peeled. And that was
really?
I never peeled.
All right.
And I mean,
Yeah,
we're white enough to know you.
Yeah, dude.
You get smoked, you're gonna peel.
Yeah. I mean, you see me right now.
And so that was what the impetus. That was back in 2019, 2020, and then sort of formulated, playing around. Something happened in 2020. I don't remember. It was kind of a crazy time, but
COVID.
Yeah. Fast forward to 2022, and we launched the company, and this is our 4th year.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So here's what you got your here's why I love you, because you also got this right as well. You got to have a Hard AF Seltzer. Like, it's a big, bold brand. So as soon as you see it, you're like, all right, I know what the fuck I'm getting into. And it says 8% on it. Your branding is beautiful. This looks like it's already on the shelves everywhere across America.
That would be remarkable. We're just direct to consumer.
It looks like it.
Thank you.
It looks like it.
Yeah. No, it's a high end.
It looks like it's ready for
going
prime
for a luxury
time.
look. Yep.
And then my wife swears by it. So, like, clearly your users and everybody else, dude, love it as well. So, like, you meet that with that. How are the costs? Cost good, COGS, all that stuff?
COGS are good. We're still handcrafting everything, so as we scale, they'll come down. Just like with buying aluminum cans and everything else.
Yes,
so
it's a 1 million can order. Same with changing the flavors.
That's right.
Changing the flavors was a 1 million can order. We could not do that until we got 1 million cans. So it was like, all right, great, we're able to do it. Yeah.
Well, and we're still going through. Like, we still handcraft everything. So the next rung up the ladder is going to be looking at a co-packer. And, of course, then you got MOQs and all the things.
That's what we have as well. Yep.
And so, I anticipate as we grow, which hopefully things will continue to trend. But if not, I can always get a job, I guess, protesting Tesla or something. That pays pretty good.
Or picking cotton. Like, I heard there, I heard there's
the new fiber. Well, I mean, all natural fiber, we're going to need more cotton.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah. Or hemp.
Well, no, not in Texas. They're outlawing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're about to
Tennessee's still. Georgia's just asinine about it. I lived in Atlanta, by the way, for 24 years. So.
I could fucking go on for hours about it.
I know you could.
The Bible Belt itself is just different time.
So, but
where can everybody find this?
Pharaoh.life is our website, and Drinkin Bros.
FARROW.
Yep.
.life.
Yep.
Promo code Drinkin Bros gets you 20% off.
It will, and I think I can't remember if it's 15 or 20, but it will be 20.
Audio show will air Sunday night, so you're good.
Yeah.
This is live now.
Yeah, this is live now. So hold off if you want to buy. I'll confirm, but it will be 20% when you use it.
Okay.
So
well, we're all big fans. Obviously, whoever comes out and gives Drinkin Bro of the Week, you're welcome to promote any product you want, and we always support small businesses, especially our listeners. So thank you very much.
I love you guys. So drinking. My dad's currently working hole number 2 at Augusta.
Right now?
Yeah.
No way.
They're still.
What's he doing?
Well, he's probably done it too.
What's he doing?
He's they
Police
have
officer?
4 different teams. So you got the tee box, 2 sets of ropes, and then the green on 2. That par 5.
Yeah.
Sort of down, which is his favorite hole. He got upgraded this year to
2 is his favorite hole.
Yeah.
Really?
Hey man, I don't question it. He's out there working.
I'd have been on Amen Corner, dude. That's where I came
sure.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
all right.
But he's happy as a lark. And then
I bet. I'd be happy if I worked there. Fucking shit. I would work the goddamn Masters.
And you get to play it.
I don't even need to play it. I would work there just to be there. It's so beautiful.
It's pretty cool experience.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
And then I got to give a shout out to Brett and Harry of the Meat Mafia.
Okay.
Couch surfing with them while I'm in town this weekend, and I know they've sort of helped reintroduce me to you guys. I was
right on.
Longtime fan back in the Range 15 Black Rifle days.
Yeah. Big fan of those guys. All right. Cheers.
So,
we appreciate you being here. Love the products. I'm going to give this to my wife when I get home here. Appreciate you tuning in, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. For D'Anthony and Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin Bro.